Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on when you are watching this. We are going to be doing Food Review Friday today, and you are my Disney food family, and this is Park Bites with Aaron. Got a little bit of a different today. I normally put up a nice little script, have a script writer, it's all nice. I'm going to do it off the cuff today. We have Battle Burrito. We're going to be looking at 3 different burritos, seeing which one we thought was the best. And then we have 4 drinks that we tried, and I will tell you which one we enjoyed the most. And stay tuned for the end. I am going to talk about the most overpriced item that I have ever had in all the Disney parks. So today, let's start off with the Carne Asada Breakfast Burrito. It was $12.50. This thing was a marinated steak, scrambled eggs, Monterey Jack cheese, and had potato bites. We got it at the Cappuccino Cart over by Little Mermaid and the San Francisco Bridge. We're going to show you us trying this now. Okay, we have here for first thing up today is the Carne Asada Breakfast Burrito from the Cappuccino Cart. Look at that. Oh, that looks so good. Yummy, yummy, yummy. It's for $12.50. That is good. That's as good as almost anything you're going to get outside the park. That is really, really good. The good. It was big, hearty. It was tasty. This thing was so well put together. It was one of the better breakfast burritos I can honestly say that I've ever had. It had lots of eggs, and they were really good. Sometimes to get the fake tasting eggs, not so good. The potatoes were a little mushy. It was dry and needed salsa. Now, a little story is we went to buy this. They didn't have any salsa when we got it, so it was, get the salsa. And the meat was a little dry. It was marinated. It was flavorful, but it needed more. It was a little dry, and it needed a little more cheese. Disney, for some reason, just doesn't put enough cheese in things. Now, let's take a look at the value on this. At $12.50, I would say it's a good value. It fed both of us for breakfast really well. That's always good. Now, as far as portability, I would say grab this and go. This is the perfect thing to get. Wait in lines, eat while you're doing it, put it back into its case, put it into your bag, ride the rides, go to the next place. It is a grab and go. This is a great thing. As far as child approved, I would say yes, you could do it. It could get a little messy, but I think most children could do it. Now, as far as scoring goes, I gave it a 3.7. It might have been a little bit higher if I had had some salsa. Holly gave it a 3.5. Again, said the same thing. It was a little dry and needed some salsa. Now, how does this work on the big board? It came in with an average of 135 on the big board. That's 3.6. Honestly, when you look at the things that were at 135, it's probably the best of that bunch. For my final impressions, get the salsa. It has to have salsa. It really does. We went by there later and they were giving out the salsa then. So again, I would get the salsa. Now let me ask you, have you had this breakfast carne asada burrito? If you have, let me know what you're thinking there. Give us your rank. Love to add it to our big board. Next, we're going to move on to, this one is a little bit lower than the carne asada. This was the viral hit, the Oogie Boogie Burrito. It had carne asada in it, French fries, spicy blue tortilla chips, pico de gallo, guacamole, shredded cheese, and crema. But this one was $14.49. It is located in the Studio Catering truck over at Hollywoodland. Here it is. We've trying that. Last thing for the park today. We have the Oogie Boogie Burrito here. Look at those French fries sticking out of there. There's a lot of green in there. I'm not sure what that green is. That's spicy. The French fries are really interesting, kind of soggy. I love the wraps. The wraps are spot on. Not bad. We'll see. Now the good. The chips in it were a great texture. Actually, when I got it, didn't realize it had chips in it. I was like, what are those green things? They're actually blue. The French fries were fun. The steak had flavor, and this thing was big. What was not so good? The fries got soggy really quick, and it was very spicy. But what can you expect for something that's called Oogie Boogie Burrito? It was a little lacking in meat. Meat was in like one little portion of the burrito, and so anyway, it wasn't spread out. And again, like before, it didn't have enough cheese. Again, why does Disney skimp on the cheese? Why? As far as value go, I would say this is kind of a be careful. At $14.49, it is a little pricey. And again, I honestly think it's very equivalent to the Carne Asada Breakfast Burrito, but you're paying for a name, Oogie Boogie brand. So as far as portability goes, it was not quite as portable as the Breakfast Burrito. And it could, but you could walk and do the same things with it. My problem is it did come on a plate, and so you can't really wrap it back up and put it into a bag. If I prefer a wrapper to eat it. As far as child approved, I would say this is for adventurous eaters only. It was very spicy, and it was a little messy. The French fries and stuff were tough. I gave it a 3.8 for me. I did enjoy it, and the next day I did eat it, so it was really good the next day. Holly gave it a 3.2, and she was not as a big fan. As far as how this looks on the big board, that puts it at 3.6 on the big board, an average of 3.6. That's 145. So again, just below the Carne Asada burrito, breakfast burrito. But it's, that puts it about average for anything we have. As far as kind of final impressions on it, this was harder to peg. I like the fries, but they got soggy. Honestly, I think maybe tater tots would have been a better option to go with instead of the fries. But again, I like texture and crunch, so maybe just taking out the potatoes altogether and putting more chips in. That would have been really good. Now let me ask you, would you give the Oogie Boogie Burrito to a child? Now let's go on to the winner of our burrito challenge. That is the Chimichanga. This is from the Cozy Cone number 4, and it was only $7.99. It is by far the best value of all the three, and it was delicious. All right, so we have the Chimichanga. Look at that. Look at that crust. Wish I could do that scrapey noise you always get. It's very warm. Okay, I don't do the whole glass throwing thing, but that is good. For the price, that's probably one of the best things I've had today. Delicious. Now the good. It was crispy on the outside, the meat in the middle, the beans had flavor, it had cheese, and it was huge. Not so good. It was a little messy. I mean, there's times I bit into it and it got all over in my beard. And that was from the filling. The outside did just get a little chewy after sitting around for a little bit. So the outside was a little on the chewier side. As far as value, at $7.99, this has incredible value. Not only do I give it a thumbs up, I would give it 2 thumbs up. It's that good of a value. If you haven't tried this chimichanga, do it. It is really worth it. As far as portability goes, it was a little messy because it was a little harder to eat. But I would think, I would carry it around and eat it. Now, again, I did have it stuck in my beard, but people don't realize the beards are for saving food for later. As far as child approved, maybe it was slightly spicy, but yeah, it was, I think it would give adventurous eaters, maybe even little children could eat it. As far as scores go, I gave it a 4.4. Holly gave it a 3.7. She wasn't as big a fan. I did really enjoy it. Yeah, where does that put it on the big board? That puts it at 73. So it is a top 100 snack from Park Bites. That's an average score of 4.05. Let me know. What do you score it? And, the last thing I think, what I think would have been perfect, a little nacho cheese dipping sauce. That would have just been perfecto. Now, the last thing we have is we tried a lot of different drinks while we were there. Phew, I was drank out. We had the watermelon lemonade, the pomegranate lemonade, the honey lemonade, and we actually had the Oogie Boogie Splash. And one of these was the king, by far, in my opinion. And that was the honey lemonade, and it was incredible. It was by far the best drink that we had had all day. And what really did it is it was a zero sugar lemonade. It had yuzu puree with passion fruit and strawberry popping spheres. I just love those popping spheres. They're so good. You got this over at Aunt Cass's Cafe. Here it is on the video. All right, we have the honey lemonade here. I am so excited to do this. Look at that. Wow. Looks like salmon eggs. Oh man, that is incredible. Wow. Now the good, wow, not only was this delicious, it was fun to eat. I love those little boba spheres. To be honest with you, I didn't want to share it. Don't tell Holly. She doesn't know that I wasn't going to share it. It was my precious. The not so good. As all the drinks, it was smaller and full of ice, and it was pretty sweet. As far as value goes, it was $8.29, a little bit more than regular ones, but you got to pay for those little pearl spheres. They were totally worth it. Again, I would grab it and go. I enjoyed it as I walked around through the park. Child approve, I would say yes, yes, and yes again. It's approved for everyone. As far as scores, let me just say I was dreaming about that last night. It was a 4.5. Yes, I want more. Holly was not a big fan of it as much as I was. She gave it a 3.9, but again, that's good. Maybe I should have shared more with her. That's probably why. Big board context, it puts it at a 4.2 average, and that was just outside of the top 50 at 58. And my final impressions on this, it was something everyone should try. I did not know they even had it. Honestly, it was so far down the menu, I didn't even notice it. We just happened to get it because we were trying the pot pie. And so now, if you want this, go get it. It is a limited time. Now, let me ask you, do you want to try this? I mean, it is delicious. And again, I want to say thank you for anybody that has listened through all the way to this point. I am going to go over some last things here. Again, this has been Park Bites. This is my Food Review Friday. But the last thing and the exclusive thing that I want to talk about is the last thing that it's the biggest ripoff I've ever had at Disneyland. I want to talk about Ghirardelli's Fountain Shop and Chocolate Shop. Have you eaten there? If so, tell me what do you think in the comments right now. I'm just curious before you get in. Now, we had some time between our food schedules to eat of tastings. So we decided just to stop in there. They had that little Halloween treat. It was called the Witch's Spell. It was mint ice cream with chocolate fudge. It had this cute little witch's hat. And Holly and I looked at it. It's like, yeah, let's go try it. Let's give it a try. Okay, when we left, I found out that we had paid $20 for this little cup of ice cream. So I just got caught. Let me make sure that's working. Okay, it's on. I just caught with one of the Disney scams. We went to the Ghirardelli's and got this witch's brew thing, and there's no prices anywhere. And we went in and got it. $20 for that. Oh, but I'm going to do it so you guys don't have to. So here we go. Now, I will warn you guys, I am not a mint fan. I don't like to eat toothpaste. It's good. Again, not a mint fan. It's not bad. It's creamy. Some chocolate pieces in there. Not the worst thing I've ever had, but
For $20, it's definitely not worth it. This is a thumbs down as far as value goes.
I about fell out of my chair. $20. Yes, I'm not kidding. $20. You can see the size of this thing. It was not that big. And even for Disneyland prices, that is a lot of money. And honestly, if you look at the rest of them, all of them are $20, $21, $22. They have things up into the $30 range for ice cream. And it's not like they're big services, big amounts of it. And let's just take a look. If you go to Clarabelle's, they have a seasonal sundae. It's only $11.79. I could live with that. Gibson's has the Rest in Peace chocolate for $11.79. They have a chocolate chip sundae for $9.79. And then they also have the Strawberry Street Car sundae for $11.79. Honestly, those are much better than $20. I really think that if $20 is twice as much as what they should have charged. Again, it is insane what Ghirardelli's is charging for prices. I'm going to be honest with you, I will never go back to Ghirardelli's again, unless something changes. Let me know in the comments if you've eaten at Ghirardelli's, what you thought of the pricing, and would you go back to Ghirardelli's again? I am not going back. I don't care what it is. In fact, every time I go by, I'm going to kind of just give them some rude gestures. Honestly, I just thought that was ridiculous. I don't know if Disney runs that or if Ghirardelli's is paying to be there, but it is just ridiculously priced, and it is not right. For as much as we have to pay to get into the parks, we shouldn't be taken advantage of like that. Again, I am really, really upset about it. But again, I do love every one of you guys. I love being able to share these food reviews with you. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, this amazing weekend. And again, look forward to the Disney magic and more food reviews. And thank you again for listening this far. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. This is how I keep these videos going. Thank you.